Tell me if you can relate. A lot of the times I feel like I don't have any time. In fact, I think that if I was King Solomon and God came to me and asked me, what would you like? I think I would ask for time. Like, Hashem, can you just give me a little bit more time? How about some more hours in the day? Maybe more days in the week? I feel like I'm always running and I don't have enough time. Now, there's one side of it that's wonderful. That's good. I'm busy. We're busy. But there's another side of it where a person who's running and running and running and is so busy and never takes the time to stop, to think, to connect, to like reflect, why am I doing what I'm doing? So then what ends up happening? You feel like you're a slave. You literally feel like you are a slave. A slave to lack of time and a slave to time. So I decided today, I picked up my daughter from preschool. She's 4 years old. She's my youngest daughter, and I was with my baby. And we're walking, and I'm realizing that it's such a gorgeous day. Like, it's sunny, there's blue skies, the weather, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's the middle of winter, and yet it feels like spring. And I said, I need to take a couple minutes here. Let's go to the park. We went to the park. Just a few minutes of the day. It's a busy day today. There's a lot to get done. But there has to be these breaks where you say, I'm taking time. I need to take time to connect. Time to connect to a child, to focus on a child, to focus on a spouse, to focus on yourself. You know, there's a Midrash Rabbah that tells a story that Rabbi Yossi, he went and he was talking with a Roman, like, noblewoman. And she said to him, what does your God do all day? And he said, my God makes matches all day long. So she said, that's not such a difficult thing to do. She took like a whole bunch of men and women. She paired them up. And the next day, what did she find? That this one was angry with this one, they were fighting, screaming, yelling. No one was paired up properly. And she realized, okay, that's like a huge thing for, like, yeah, I guess your God is busy all day long making matches. But there's something much more to this. It's not just talking about making matches between spouses. There's something very deep that I heard, that this is also talking about that Hashem, God spends the whole day matching. Now, what does this mean? It means that there has to be some kind of match between body and soul that goes on. There has to be some kind of match, connection that goes on between me and another person. There's a match that even goes on between my thoughts and my feelings. There's all these matches. There's all these connections. And God is giving us the opportunity to have constant connections. He gives us people in our lives. He gives us family. He gives us friends. He gives us acquaintances. He gives us students. He gives us teachers. He gives us a body and he gives us a soul in order to connect and to make a match. And yet we don't sometimes take the time to do it, to realize it. So as I'm reading the Parshas and I'm reading about how we were enslaved in Egypt and we were working so hard and we were so overworked and subjugated and overburdened, we were suffering. And it says that Hashem saying, I'm coming, I'm helping, I'm going to take you out of this. And it said that the people couldn't even hear because they had kotzer ruach. They had a shortness of breath. They weren't breathing. They were so overwhelmed they weren't breathing. Which is amazing because sometimes we don't take the moment to breathe. We don't take the moment to rest. We don't take the moment to eat. We don't take the moment to drink. We don't take the moment. And you feel like you're just like a slave. And whose fault is it? It's ours for not taking the moment. So I would like to tell you about my mother-in-law, Alaba Shalom. Today's her yahrzeit. Her name was Frida, Ferdose, Rivka. She was a gorgeous woman with a beautiful, big heart, beautiful soul. She was a gorgeous woman. And one of the things that I always loved about her, she was nonstop. She was always doing. She was fun. Constantly in the kitchen, constantly cooking, constantly serving people, constantly smiling. Yes, she was always doing, but one of the things that I admired a lot about this woman is that as much as she was doing, she also always knew how to sit down, take a coffee, have some roskas, and talk to a person. No matter who came to the house, she always had time to sit down. Didn't matter when it is, day, night, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I can sit down, can take a coffee, have some roskas, and talk to you. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful quality. It's a quality of freedom. We should all be blessed with that we can take throughout the day, just small snippets of time. You take a deep breath, you connect to your body, you close your eyes, you drop your shoulders, you connect a connection to your soul. You take a moment, you connect to one of your children, you look them in the eyes, you listen to them. You connect to your spouse, connect to a friend. It's all about connections. Freedom is connections. God is doing it all day long for us. We have to take the moment, the second, to take deep breaths and to tap into those connections. Shabbat Shalom.